Xbox Game Pass, we're going to be going over the entire library of games heading into 2024. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So, we've got a lot of games to talk about, a lot of stuff to go over. Here are the suggestions, here's the magic, here are the games to try and to give a whirl, if you haven't already. So first up, A Plague Tale Requiem is a great sequel to A Plague Tale. You should definitely play the first one if you haven't. But yeah, Plague Tale Requiem is a pretty amazing sequel. I've heard great things about A Short Hike, and A Short Hike is a hike you should probably take. Having to play this in co-op, A Way Out is a lot of fun if you're playing together. Age of Empires 2 and Age of Empires 4 are absolutely excellent real-time strategy games that work perfectly with a controller on the Xbox Series consoles. Age of Empires 2 is one of the greatest games ever created. Among Us, if you want to still be sus at this current point in time, yeah, we've got the Amnesia Collection if you're into horror titles. Alice Madness Returns is a 2-for-1 kind of platforming, 3D platforming, horror kind of scary game. Arcade Paradise, run a really low laundry area and eventually run a Paradise of the Arcade. It's actually kind of entertaining. Ark, if you want to go deal with the dinos, but there is a remake out too, but it's not on the G-Pass. We've got As Dusk Falls. If you like the Telltale games, it's a narrative-driven kind of thing, kind of cool. We got 2 of the Assassin's Creed, Odyssey and Origins. If you like Creed, you want lots of Creed, there's a lot of Creed with those 2 Creeds. Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead 3 and all but the name. Go and kill some zombies cooperatively. It's a lot of fun. Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Tooie. Classic Banjo platforming games. Arkham Knight is still here. It never seems to go away. Become the Batman. Kind of actually surprised they never got the 2 before this, actually. And then you get your Battlefield. So, 2042, most recent. There's still people playing it. Actually, a bit of a resurgence. On the odd night, some Battlefield 3 players are available, and Battlefield 4 is still going well, Battlefield 1 is still going well, Battlefield 5 is pretty dead, and Hardline's pretty dead. Battletoads, brawler beat 'em up with some weird mini-games in there. Black is a classic shooter game, very well done, and still well worth playing. Blaze Blue is a bunch of different series coming together to fight. Blanks! Bramble is actually kind of a cutesy, dark, indie kind of game. It's kind of neat for story stuff. If you like fishing, Call of the Wild Angler. Burnout Paradise Remastered, classic open world racing game with a bit of destruction. Brutal Legends, a really good, funny, weird, over the top, sort of musical infused game with a bit of strategy. Broken Age, a really good throwback styled point and click adventure. Celeste, if you want the terror of climbing the hills and the emotional trauma that goes along the way. Chivalry 2, it's like Battlefield but knights, and it's awesome. A great multiplayer experience, always well worth it. City Skylines Remastered is the way to go if you want to do a good city builder as we prepare for City Skylines 2 coming down the road. Conan Exiles, it's like basically your whole Ark experience, but in the Conan universe. I think some folks still play it. Cocoon is like a really weird puzzle game. A lot of people really like Cocoon. You might be into Cocoon. Clone Drone in the Danger Zone is actually kind of a fun little fighting as like these weird pixel type creatures things. It's actually kind of neat. Contrast, kind of like if you enjoy Bioshock and stuff like that. It's a bit of a shorter kind of game. Easy achievements, but pretty fun. Coral Island, if they fixed up all the performance issues, it's a very good Harvest Moon-esque game, but yes, there were technical problems. Crackdown 3, you want to go blow some stuff up, have some fun. Crackdown 3 is not bad. You got your Crisis games, but the remastered versions are better. Crusader Kings is a really great strategy game that you can enjoy alone or with others. It's really in-depth and crazy. Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge. It's a really intensive plane-flying game of the future and of the past. A classic series from Xbox. Dante's Inferno, which is a hack and slash kind of throwback to the original kind of God of War type games. Very, very interesting, that one. A lot of people like Darkest Dungeon. Day of the Tentacle is a classic point-and-click adventure game. DayZ, open world zombie survival with others, where other players are the real threat. Dead by Daylight, asymmetrical multiplayer, the best in horror IP altogether in one area. Dead Cells, a very good roguelike experience with a beautiful set of environments, very, very well done. And your Dead Space Remake is absolutely excellent, so you'll probably want to do Dead Space Well, it's more like a reimagining. It's more like Dead Space reimagining. So Dead Space, Dead Space 2, Dead Space 3. You can play the third one in co-op too if you like. And Dead Space 2 is pretty good. I'm sure eventually they'll revamp that one. And Deathloop, it's a pretty decent story sort of thing. Guns, loops, time travel, all that stuff. Deep Rock Galactic, good cooperative dwarven mining game with lots of crazy bugs to shoot together. You got your Dirts. Eventually, I'm sure these will vanish, but Dirt 5, more arcade racing, and Dirt Rally. If you like rally sport, Dirt Rally 2.0 is pretty good on that front. You got your Dishonored, so kind of a stealth, choice-driven kind of thing. Dishonored, Dishonored 2, and if you really can't get enough of Dishonored, Death of the Outsider is a bit of a standalone continuation for 2. Dreamlight Valley, kind of like Animal Crossing, but Disney characters. Disneyland Adventures, really good for the kids. You just kind of go explore Disneyland, do a bunch of different mini games. Then we have our Dooms. So we've got Doom Classic and Doom 2 Classic. If you like horror, I think Doom 3 is really excellent, but apparently people don't like that one, which I was surprised about. Doom 64 is also neat, kind of in line with Doom and Doom 2 Classic and yeah, Doom 64. Then you got your modern Dooms, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal kind of go together. All really, really great games. Yeah. Oh, Dojni is kind of an interesting, neat watercolor-esque kind of game. You might find that one intriguing. Got your Dragon Ages, all FPS boosted, all great role-playing games. Inquisition, a little weaker, but Dragon Age Origins 2, very, very good. Ooh, Dune Spice Wars. If you like the real-time strategy games, it's kind of a neat twist on that concept set within the Dune universe. Dungeons 4, actually kind of a neat sort of management strategy sort of game, real-time strategy type thing. Dungeons 4 is actually kind of cool. Then you got your FIFA, you got your UFC if you're into that. We've got your Fables, so Fable 1, 2, 3, they're all worth playing. 2 and 3 cooperatively can be played. They're great role-playing games, and it's never a bad time to prepare for the sequel that's coming down the road. Then we got our Fallouts, so Fallout 3, New Vegas, 4, and Fallout 76. Fallout 3 is supposed to be remastered, I think, in 24 or 25, so you may want to wait, but yeah, classic game, Fallout 3 role-playing, apocalyptic universe, everyone loves New Vegas. I like Fallout 4 for the city building and, well, yeah, I guess just camp building. But Fallout 76 actually has been really turning around with great story-based content, and it's like a shared multiplayer universe of Fallout. So, yeah, they've actually been really doing good work on that. And you got your Far Cry's, Far Cry 5, Far Cry 6. Far Cry 5, the heartland of America, and Far Cry 6 is the most Far Cry you've ever Far Cry'd. Farming Sim, if you like farming games. Far World Pioneers, if you like Terraria, but you want to do that in space. Feeding Frenzy 1 and 2 are absolute classics. Eat the larger fish, or the smaller fish to become larger to eat the larger fish. Another FIFA. EA Sports Fight Night Champions, the last Fight Night, so enjoy this one while it's still here. Firewatch visually doesn't hold up greatly on the Xbox, but it is a very great story game with a sense of mystery and intrigue. Kind of an easygoing game that anyone could play. For Honor, you got your Fortzas. I think eventually Horizon 4 should be delisted. I don't know when. I keep saying that, but eventually it should be. But yeah, England, Mexico, and then track-based Forza, obviously, there. And then we've got Frostpunk, if you want to do city management, but in the cold freezing. Full Throttle Remastered is a all-time classic adventure game. We've got the Gears of War franchise, so you are best to do Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which is Gears 1. And then you do Gears 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can't get enough Gears, you like Barrett and Cole, you do Judgment for the story. And if you like XCOM turn-based games, you can do Gears Tactics, which is very, very well done. Ghostwire Tokyo is actually a pretty good sort of magic shooting kind of game. I actually quite liked Ghostwire Tokyo. A pretty good title. I would recommend if you like a good single-player experience. GTA is leaving Game Pass and will be gone by the time you see this. Gotham Knights is on there. Golf with your friends, you do mini golf. GoldenEye is an all-time classic first-person shooter game, well worth your time, adventure, and your blasting. Goat Sims, if you just want to have a goaty good time. Grid Legends is actually a really, really good racing game. Very well done. Quite like that one. Grim Fandango Remastered. Some would consider one of the best games ever created. A classic point-and-click adventure game. Grounded, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but Survival in the Backyard. Guilty Gear, another fighting game. A lot of people like Guilty Gear. Then you got your Halos. So Halo MCC is your go-to Halo experience. And then you would play 5 if you want to continue the story, and if you want to go further, the Halo Infinite campaign. If you like real-time strategy games, Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2 are very, very good. Then we have Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. A great time to get into this one to prepare for the sequel. It's like ASMR the video game. Throw some headsets on your head, your ears, and have a lovely experience with that. The kids, the younger ones, seem to really like Hello Neighbor. It's kind of like puzzle exploring, escaping game. Hi-Fi Rush is a very, very good melee smashing to the beat kind of game. Good story, very, very well done, very, very great. Hot Wheels Unleashed is a very, very good racing game. Very, very well done. Lots of cool cars, lots of cool stuff. Hot Wheels, very, very great. Hitman World of Assassination, Hitman 1, 2, and 3 upgraded and all placed together in one cohesive package where you just get a massive series of open world sandbox setups and scenarios to create for the ultimate Hitman hit. High on Life, this allows you to have a fun, comedic, silly, utterly ridiculous, and over-the-top time. If you like Rick and Morty type humor, this is very likely the game for you. So then we've got Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is kind of open world, a little bit leaning on the Zelda type concept, very colorful, kind of funny, bit of an interesting Ubisoft-like title. It Takes Two, a game where you have to play in co-op, but it is a lot of fun. Very, very well done, great for couples. Surgency Sandstorm, it's like a serious version of Call of Duty where it's like one bullet will kill you. Very, very great game. Inside, bit of a modern classic for platforming. Very creative, very creepy, very interesting. Injustice 2, it's the DC characters kind of fighting one another, Mortal Kombat style, but not quite as violent. Jurassic World Evolution 2, if you like to do park management but want dinosaurs. Algisant is a great kind of casual, laid-back rock climbing game. Just Cause 4, if you want to cause lots of explosions, chaos, and action, that one is a great game to play. It's just silly chaos. Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, is a entry within the Yakuza franchise. It's all the way up here because it's got a weird naming convention. And then you can see down there, there's Like a Dragon Ishin, which is like another spin-off of the Yakuza franchise. But this one actually, the man who erased his name actually fits into the overall lore and story. Liza P, kind of Dark Souls, but you're Pinocchio. Let's Build the Zoo is like a really good spiritual successor to Zoo Tycoon. It's actually super in-depth, and I have kind of quite a few hours in this one. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga. All the movies of Star Wars put together in a Lego format, at least the main set of trilogies. All in one great, awesome package. Killer Instinct, which just got a current gen upgrade. Lots of fighting, lots of combat, great roster. If you want more great fighting games on Xbox, check out Killer Instinct. Cameo, very, very good adventure game, very well done. Limbo is another modern classic platforming game, eerie, creepy, and unsettling. Then Lost at Random's kind of neat. If you like the Alice game, it's kind of on there. You got your Maddens, Mass Effects. Honestly, just play Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's 1, 2, and 3, but upgraded, visually impressive, and more cohesive as a package. Medieval Dynasty is kind of neat if you want to do a city management, but also have a little bit of questing. Flight Sim, honestly, just wait for the new Flight Sim, because that should be coming out. I mean, Flight Sim 2024. So, I mean, if you want to prepare for it, go for this one, because it's pretty full and everything here kind of is supposed to, like, move into the next one. But yeah, new Flight Sim's coming. Middle-earth Shadow of War, really good. It's like Assassin's Creed, but on steroids, and in the Lord of the Rings universe. Let's go over to Minecraft. Obviously, Minecraft is an all-time classic sandbox game. Minecraft Dungeons, if you like Diablo, it's basically Diablo for the kids. Very, very good Minecraft. It's actually very, very well done. Minecraft Legends is like Age of Empires, but Minecraft for the kids. Actually pretty fun and entertaining. Not a bad story setup. And then we've got Mirror's Edge Catalyst. You know, kind of parkour the video games. Not bad. MLB The Show, depending on when you watch this, should, I think, again be replaced with MLB The Show 24. I don't know how long that partnership is going for. Monster Hunter Rise, very good cooperative monster hunting game. Mortal Kombat 11, Mortal Kombat, good action, fighting, violent, all that great stuff. My Friend Peppa Pig, great for the kids. My Time at Portia, it's a bit of a Harvest Moon kind of game with a little bit more role-playing stuff to it. Blade Point is leaving. Need for Speeds. Hot Pursuit's a classic, remastered here, very, very nice. Need for Speed Heat was actually pretty fun and pretty decently well done. And Unbound was okay. It was okay. Neon Abyss, I actually like this as a good kind of roguelike kind of shooting experience. New Super Lucky's Tale. I believe this is the one to go for, as this is upgraded. It's a charming, delightful 3D platformer. Your NHLs. Ni no Kuni's kind of classic, or, well, they'll be classics. JRPG games, great role-playing experiences. Got your Ninja Gaidens. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, very classic role-playing game. This one's supposed to be remastered, remade for 2024, 2025. No Man's Sky, open galaxy survival in space, kind of neat. You got your Ori's hardcore Metroidvania-like platforming kind of games. Very interesting and emotionally charming. Party Animals, a bunch of animals beating other animals. Lots of fun, entertaining, and silly. Pac-Man Museum, all the Pac-Man you could pack. Overcooked 2, stressful, fun, cooperative game where you're cooking. You're just chefs. Peggle's always fun and charming. Pentiment is a masterpiece, sort of adventure game through various decades where you shape the story. Very, very good if you like that type of game. You got your Perfect Darks. Perfect Dark 1 is an all-time classic. If you like Bond, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark is worth playing. And then you got your Personas, and we are going to have Persona 3 Reloaded soon, which will be a revamped version of Persona 3. But yeah, you got your Persona 3, 4, and Persona 5 Tactica if you like turn-based XCOM-like games. If you're preparing for Avowed, the Pillars of Eternity games are kind of fun. Sort of, I guess if you're a little bit into Baldur's Gate, these would fall in line there. You got your Plants vs. Zombies, which is kind of like Battlefield, but for the kids. Neighborville's the most recent, but I think 2 still shows the greatest strength, and I hope they continue this series someday. Power Wash. If you want to sit there and wash stuff, go shh. It's very calming, very relaxing, and kind of a lot of fun. Prey, a very good psychological thriller horror game, actually quite well done and well put together. Honestly, just go for Psychonauts 2. Really great 3D platformer. Excellent story, very, very well done. And if you like it, go back and play the first one, or if you can handle the first one, play that one. Quake 2, 2 all-time classic remastered shooting games. Lots of fun. I think you can still find multiplayer matches, or just do the campaign stuff. Very, very good. Quantum Break. If you like Remedy's titles, like Alan Wake or Control, Quantum Break is very, very good, and a little underloved, some would say. A good story. You can combine it with like TV episodes to go a little bit further. Great. You got your Rages. Basically open world, crazy apocalyptic shooter games, kind of entertaining. If you like trains, Railway Empire 2, you manage trains. Rare Replay, bunch of classic Rare games, kind of fun. Ravenlock is kind of a nice, almost for the younger audience, entryway into like a role-playing type game. Very, very cute, very enjoyable. Recore is a 3D platforming shooter games about Jewel and her robots. Always a shame we never got a sequel. Remnant 2 and Remnant 1, kind of like Dark Souls meets a shooter game, cooperative focused and enjoyable to a lot of people. Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is the second entry in the survival series. Kind of weird to have the second one, but not the first and the third one. But a very, very good game, a good journey for Lara Croft. Roller Drome is kind of neat. It's like a shooting roller skate game, kind of entertaining. We've got Rush, which is really good for the young ones. Just a bunch of mini games. Rise, Son of Rome, a great hack and slash that still looks really beautiful to this day. Sea of Thieves, the ultimate pirate adventure. If you want to go be a pirate cooperatively with friends, it's pretty great. You got your Shadowruns. So these are like turn-based kind of role-playing games, kind of almost like Baldur's Gate, but within the Shadowrun universe. You can play any of them any way you want. They're all basically standalone stories, all pretty cool. Got your skateboarding skates. Slayer's X is like a throwback shooter. It's kind of dumb, but kind of entertaining and doesn't take too long, and you might like it. Slime Rancher, you farm some adorable slimes. Sniper Elite 5, good old sniping action. Very, very well done, very well loved. Soma, kind of another horror, survival, psychological thriller one. Somerville is kind of in line with the other titles like Limbo and... trying to think of the other one there. I mentioned it earlier, but like, yeah, it's sort of one of those weird, somber, make you think platforming games. Slackers 2, interesting JRPG one. I always forget about that. We've got the Jedi Fallen Order. I'm assuming the sequel will come soon too, or be there by the time you're maybe watching this, but kind of like Star Wars meets a little bit of Dark Souls, but yeah, kind of good story-based stuff. If you're going for Battlefront 2 has a pretty good story and still active multiplayer lobbies, so kind of fun if you want the different eras of Star Wars coming together to battle. Stardew Valley, it's basically, Harvest Moon, but modernized and much more complex. Starfield. It's the space game of your dreams. Go fly around in space and have a fun Bethesda time. If you like Fallout, you like Elder Scrolls, it's like that, but in space. And it's good. People will complain, but it's a great game. State of Decay. So State of Decay 2, I think it's still getting updates, but zombie survival, kind of neat zombie management as we wait for the third one. SteamWorld Build is really, really good. If you like city building, SteamWorld Build is actually incredible, and it's a nice twist on the SteamWorld formula. Very well done. If you like Civilization, Stellaris is Civilization, but in space. If you like Harvest Moon, Story of Seasons remakes Harvest Moon games, and improves upon them, actually. Very, very great. Stranded Deep, if you want survival in the water, it's a little difficult. Sunset Overdrive, very funny, very enjoyable, kind of open world shooting, blasting, and having a funny time kind of game. We've got Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, the spiritual successor to Turtles in Time. It's a great kind of beat-em-up game. Very, very well done. Terraria. So if you want to go and do Minecraft but 2D, Terraria. Morrowind's hard for a lot of players to get into, but Skyrim is an all-time classic, well-loved RPG role-playing adventure that just goes on and on and on. And if you can't get enough of Skyrim, The Elder Scrolls Online takes that and makes it an MMORPG experience. It's pretty fun. The Evil Within 2, really good horror titles. Scary, crazy, and action-packed. The Gunk, kind of a fun, nice, easygoing, blowing, a few hour story experience. We've got The Outer Worlds. It's like Fallout in space. Very funny, very entertaining. Lots of role-playing action. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, kind of fun. It's sort of like Dead by Daylight, but Texas Chainsaw, so it's actually got some enjoyability out of that one. Got all your Walking Dead seasons, so you play, if you want to do the story, The Walking Dead Season 1, The Walking Dead Season 2, and then A New Frontier Season 3, and then the final season is that Walking Dead one. The Wandering Village I actually quite liked. You're kind of doing city building on the back of these giant monsters. Very cool. And then we have Yakuza, but I think we're going to wait till the Yakuza stuff that pops up down later. The Hunter, very good hunting game. Probably the best there is for hunting. Titanfall 2, great shooter. Jump in mechs. It's like Call of Duty 4 basically, but you jump in mechs. Pretty great. Rainbow Six Siege, if you want to do hardcore shooting, sieging, and destruction competitively. Then there's Ghost Recon Wildlands, large-scale open-world cooperative shooting, action, and tactical play. Another UFC. Unpacking is kind of a nice, sweet, easygoing puzzle game. Unravel and Unravel 2, adorable little but very hardcore platforming kind of games with these yarn characters. Valheim, which is an open-world survival game with a bit of a twist of... I don't know. Surprise for you. Vampire Survivors. It's like a twin-stick shooter minus the twin stick, and you just blast stuff. It's kind of entertaining. Viva Pinatas. You play Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise. Great cooperative if you'd like to, just managing a garden. Dark Tide is kind of like Left 4 Dead, kind of like Vermintide, but it's Dark Tide. You shoot stuff in the 40k universe, pretty entertaining. You got your Wastelands. So Wasteland 3 is very modernized, turn-based action, and then the older you get, the more it is like a tabletop role-playing game, so very different. Watch Dogs 2, it's FPS boosted, open world, silly kind of stuff. Wolong, if you like Dark Souls, Wolong is along those lines. Then you got your Wolfensteins. So this is the first one. Then you got the second one. This is a prequel to the first one, and this is a sequel to the second one. Youngblood's okay. World War Z, it's like Left 4 Dead, but tons and tons and tons of zombies. Lots of fun. Very enjoyable cooperative play. Wreckfest, smash cars, break things, it's great. Hey, Yakuzas. So we've got Yakuza 0. 1 is Kiwami. 2 is Kiwami 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, Like a Dragon is technically 7. And then that other one we showed you earlier, the man who raced this name, whatever would be, I guess, 8. And you can play any of them kind of separately. I like Yakuza 2 the most. But yeah, go nuts. And Zombie Army 4, kind of like Left 4 Dead, but zombie, the Sniper Elite's universe, which is pretty cool. And Zoo Tycoon, which you too good to take care of these adorable animals. Shame on you. But anyways, that's all the Game Pass stuff. If you made it this far, liking the video is great, subscribing is great as well, and hopefully someday we will come back and do this again. Because it's kind of fun to take a look at the inventory in the list as of certain times and see how it changes.